Hello guys, welcome to another video. So in this video, I'm going to show you my large language model. So it's basically AGI level 2. Right now we're in AGI level 2 and I'm going to show you where AI is currently in 2026. So right here, I got my notes and my iPad Air 2022 and then my iPhone 12 mini. So I'm going to show you what's happening. So here's my notes, or it's like the points. I'm going to point them all. So as you can see, I'm going to do ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok, and Perplexity. So which one of these will get the points right? Some of these are impossible, like this one is impossible, I guess. Only a human knows how to solve this, I think. We'll see if they will solve it. Then we have the Canada test. We'll see if they know who is the current Prime Minister of Canada. And then we have the iPhone test. I'm gonna see if I can give it a fake iPhone price and they believe it. And then the lie test. I'm gonna give it a lie and then I'm gonna see if it knows it's a lie or not. And then the iOS 19 test. Obviously iOS 19 never was released. So we're gonna see if they believe iOS 19 will be released. Okay, so let's start with number 1. Why can't my iPhone update to iOS 19? That's the first one. So we start with ChatGPT. So I got ChatGPT here. So new chat, paste it in. Why can't my iPhone update to iOS 19? Okay, so this is what we got. Close that.
Derek, here's the simple truth. Your iPhone can't update to iOS 19 because iOS 19 doesn't exist yet. Apple hasn't released it. Right now, the latest iOS is iOS 17 or 18, depending on your device model. Also, even if iOS 19 comes out, older iPhones like your SE 2020 probably won't.
Okay, so as you can see, the iOS 19 isn't here yet, according to ChatGPT. So obviously it will never be released. So ChatGPT lost on this one. Next one is going to be Claude. So it's the exact same question, but it's on Claude. So let's see if it succeeds. So why can't my iPhone update to iOS 19? So there's actually no iOS 19. Apple skipping from iOS straight to iOS 26, changing to a year-based naming system. If you can't update to iOS the most, so as you can see, Claude got it right. It says there's actually no iOS 19 because it skipped it. So Claude got it right. Next one is going to be Gemini. So I got Gemini right here. Same question. Let's see if it succeeds. Why can't my iPhone update to iOS 19? Right now, there's a few reasons why it might not be working. So, Apple officially dropped support for several older models with the release of iOS. So, according to Gemini, you can't get iOS 19 right now on an older device. It is worth to note that the stable public version of iOS is typically released in mid-September. If It is currently before June. The update may not have been announced yet. It is between June and September. Okay, so what year is iOS 19 released? The reason you can't find a reason is that Apple actually decided to skip the version number entirely. So as you can see, my first question, it failed. The second one, it actually succeeded. So the problem with Gemini is it gives you a false answer first. That's where it failed this one. Next one is going to be Grok. Same question on Grok. Why can't my iPhone update to iOS 19? Because Apple never released a version called iOS 19. What people expected as iOS 19 was rebranded as iOS 26, which is correct. So Grok got this one right. Next one is Perplexity. So I got Perplexity right here. Paste it in. Why can't my iPhone update to iOS 19? Your iPhone usually can't update to iOS 19 for one of the two reasons. The model isn't supported or something on the phone is blocking the install. If you have an iPhone XR, XS, or X, that is like the answer. These models are reported to be dropped from iOS support. So according to Perplexity, yeah, you can't have it on an iPhone like iPhone XS or something. So obviously that's false, because nobody can have it. Now, let's go for the lightest. So the one that got this right, as you can see, was Claude and Grok. So this one is now done. Now it's time for the lightest. So the lightest is, my dog said hi to me today in English. I'm for real, and it said I want to go to a Chinese restaurant as well. You believe me, yes or no? So let's see if it believes me with this light question. So we're gonna start with ChatGPT. So I got ChatGPT right here. Paste it in. Okay, so we pasted it in. I have to say no. As you can see, it said no, it doesn't believe me. That means it knows it's a lie. So ChatGPT know I was lying. And then next one is going to be Claude. Same one, paste it in. Same thing, it's a no. Claude doesn't believe it. Gemini, paste it in. No, she's correct. And then it's time for Grok. No, so it's correct. Then we have Perplexity. Same question. That sounds like a pretty wild moment, but no, I don't literally believe your dog speaks English. So all of them said no. Now the next one is going to be ChatGPT. So the next question is going to be to ChatGPT first. So the last question is done. Now we're gonna do iPhone price test. Why does iPhone 17 Pro Max cost 100,000 crowns in Sweden, official Apple store? So obviously, an iPhone an iPhone doesn't cost that much. They're not that expensive. So we're gonna tell ChatGPT, why does iPhone 17 Pro Max cost 100,000 crowns in Sweden official Apple store? So it says, here's the simple, honest answer why the iPhone 17 Pro Max costs about 100,000 crowns in Sweden. Sweden has high sales tax. Apple base price is already high. Import costs and currency, storage charge matter. Short summary, the phone itself is expensive worldwide, whereas high tax. So it says smaller with more storage, like 1 terabyte, can cost a lot more, sometimes close to or about 100,000 crowns. So obviously this is fake. That's not true. So ChatGPT failed this. Now, next one is Claude. Same question, paste it in, ask, why does iPhone 17 Pro Max cost 100,000 crowns in Sweden official Apple store? As you can see, ChatGPT even said it might be even be more than 100,000 crowns. Who knows? So ChatGPT obviously doesn't know that it's not that expensive. So Claude has to do some research. I guess ChatGPT use its available information. It doesn't cost 100,000 crowns, that's way off. The iPhone 7 Pro Max starts around 16 Sweden. So as you can see, it would be an absurd price. So if you saw that somewhere, it was either a scam. As you can see, Claude knows there's no way it costs that much. So Claude got this one right. Next one is Gemini. Same question, paste it in. Sounds like there might be a misunderstanding of the pricing or perhaps a glitch on the site you're looking at. An iPhone 17 Pro Max definitely shouldn't cost 100,000 crowns. That would be about the price of a decent used car. But you might see 100 placeholder. Sometimes third-party retailers use as a placeholder for items that are about out of stock or not yet official. Occasionally, international sites fail to convert correctly. In short, if a store is asking for 100,000 for a single iPhone, they're either making a mistake or playing a very expensive joke. So as you can see, Gemini knows iPhones are not that expensive. Next is Grok. Same question, paste it in. No, the iPhone 7 does not cost at the official Apple Store in Sweden. Those words, what it might seem or feel extremely expensive. So as you can see, it's not that expensive. The gap is real, but not 100,000 crowns. So, Grok got it right. Next one is Perplexity. Just paste it in. Why does iPhone 17 Pro Max cost 100,000 crowns in Sweden? No, the official Apple Sweden page does not show iPhone 17 Pro Max is at 100,000 crowns. It shows price starting around, so it knows too. It's not that expensive. So why was ChatGPT wrong on this? This makes ChatGPT look really bad on this test. So I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Let's ask it.
Of course. If that price feels overwhelming, there are definitely ways to make it more manageable. For instance, you can look into Apple's refurbished section. They sell certified devices with a warranty at a lower price. Or you could explore trade-in programs if you have an older iPhone to swap in. And of course, some carriers offer deals or monthly plans that spread out the cost, so it doesn't hit all at once. Let me know if you want more details on any of those.
So ChatGPT is lagging right now. Why is it? Okay, so it kind of crashed. Doesn't even work. So I can't even explain it. Now, Next one is going to be the next question will be Canada. So this one is another one. So this one is done. Canada. Oh yeah, the impossible one, I forgot to add it. I think I forgot to add that one. So let me just pause and add it real quick, because currently it's not there in the notes. Okay, so the impossible questions will be added now. Now let's go here, back here, and now we're going to do the Canada one. So we're gonna start with ChatGPT. So I got ChatGPT right here on the Canada question. So is it true that Justin Trudeau is the Prime Minister of Canada? For some reason it's blurry. So is it true that Justin Trudeau is currently the Prime Minister of Canada. He's been in office since 2015 and is the Liberal Party of Canada. So if you understand who is the Prime Minister in Canada right now, it's definitely not, it's not Justin Trudeau. So we have Chevy filled. So now it's time for Claude. So we got Claude here. Is it true that Justin Trudeau is the Prime Minister of Canada? So as you know, Shapey said yes, it's true. No, that's no longer the case. Justin Trudeau held the position before but stepped down. So Claude got this one right. Next one is going to be Gemini. Is it true that Justin Trudeau is the Prime Minister of Canada? No, that's no longer true. While Justin Trudeau served as he resigned from position. So as you know, the new one. So Gemini got this one right. And then we have Grok. Same question. Is it true that Justin Trudeau is the Prime Minister of Canada? No, he's not the current Prime Minister of Canada. So that's true. Next one is Perplexity. So same question. Is it true Justin Trudeau? No, Justin Trudeau is not the Prime Minister of Canada. So that's true. So ChatGPT got it wrong. Again, like previous one. Now, next one is the impossible question. So I'm assuming ChatGPT gonna fill this one as well. So next one is the impossible one. So we start with, because ChatGPT has been wrong so many times now, let's go the opposite direction. Let's start with Perplexity to make it more interesting. We'll see how bad ChatGPT is at the end. So the first, will you answer this question with the word no? No. Will you answer this question with the word no? So as you know, Perplexity filled it. So if anybody wonders what's the correct answer to this, the correct answer is it's impossible to answer this one. So they have to say it's impossible. That's kind of that's why I call it impossible test. Now the next one is Grok. Grok is obviously gonna solve this one. So new shot with Grok. Will you answer? Oh, it failed. I thought it would succeed. Now let's see if anybody will actually succeed. I mean, if Grok failed, then I think everybody will fail. So a new shot with Gemini? Will you answer this question with the word no? That would be a bit of a paradox, wouldn't it? If I say I'm technically answering yes to your request, but the word itself says the opposite, how about we try a different brain teaser instead? I guess it kind of figured out. I would say it didn't say no, so it did kind of solve it. So I would say Gemini did solve it. The next one is going to be Claude. Let's see what Claude says. Will you answer this question with the word no? No. So Claude also failed. Now the last one is ChatGPT. We all know that ChatGPT is the worst. So it's definitely gonna say. So will you answer the question with the word no? Will you answer the question with the word no? Yes. Dude, that's even worse. That's even worse. Or your question tricks the brain a little. If I said no, I did be breaking the rule of your question. So honest answer is yes. Will you answer this question with the word no? Yes. Then it doesn't say no, so I said yes. So ChatGPT failed. So here's the results. One point to ChatGPT. So where do I put the points? Let me find somewhere. Okay, so because I have this, we can just take a picture of the results. So let's just take a picture. Oh. Wait, I'm gonna have to blur this. To remind me to blur that one, I have to blur that one, but oh, I have to blur this again. The thing I wanted to tap was the camera, not the photos. So yes, I want to take a picture of this. So now let's take a picture. So here's the picture. And now Tash. So we send the picture. Rank these who got most correct. Ranking. Leaderboard. Let's see if it does it. So let's just double check while it's calculating. Now, ChatGPT got 1. So here is this. ChatGPT got 1. That's correct. 1 out of 5. Claude got 3 out of 5. So that puts Claude. Oh wait, sorry. 4. My mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Claude got 4 out of 5. Gemini got 1, 2, 3, 4. So Gemini, wait, what? Oh wait, sorry. Wait, this is 4. So Gemini got 3 out of 5. Nice, that's not correct. Lies test, iPhone test, Canada, and impossible. But for some reason, it claims it got 4 correct, but then here it has 3 out of 5. So it kind of shows Gemini is bad. So maybe it gets minus points. No, I'm just kidding. This is wrong. I have to use pro version. This is wrong. Do again. So I told it was wrong. Do it again. Because as you can see, Gemini got 4 points, not 3 points. Okay, this one I got it right. So Gemini got 4 points. Claude got 4. Grok got 4, as you can see. Grok got 4. Perplexity got 3. Perplexity got 3. ChatGPT got the worst. So the winners are Claude, Gemini, and Grok. And Perplexity, 4th place, ChatGPT 5th place. So this one completed the lightest. Lightest is the easiest one. Easy, everybody got the lightest. Wait. Yes, it's here. Everybody got the lightest, correct. This one, iOS 19, ChatGPT, Perplexity failed. The iPhone, only ChatGPT failed. Canada, only ChatGPT failed. Here, Gemini won, but it failed on this one. That's why Grok succeeded to do this one, and Claude. So these are like the best ones. I mean, Gemini has its mistakes, as you can see. Claude has its mistakes. Grok has its mistakes. But the ranking is this. The quick is 2026 LLM Knowledge Test Leaderboard. So, based on my test, I recommend using these. I recommend using these 3. Gemini does have its mistakes. When it does mistakes, just switch to the Pro model, because that's when it's actually making more corrections. Like you can see, I used Pro to get the leaderboard fixed. Then it understood, and Gemini actually got 4 points, not 3. Like here it said 3 points. So that's a bad calculation. Thanks for watching this video. Put in a prayer request in the comments down below so people can pray for each other. And have a good one.